What I like to say is think of your kids as sheep and you're their shepherd, and you want to be a good shepherd. So whether you're the mom or dad, don't let anger rule the day. When your kids disobey, don't think of it as an interruption to your day. Think of it as, like you said, a privilege of parenting.
I don't know how that first 10 minutes went by so quickly, but we only got to point one. We have 10, but we have, I don't know, a whole week to talk about these things. So what's your second point?
Yeah, we'll get through this list, I promise. So
We will.
Point number 2, your kids are getting older. You're having meal times together. You need to be intentional, as in radically intentional, about what mealtime looks like. Because it can be total chaos, or it can be moments that your kids look back on as great in their life. And I'll say this, all 7 of my kids have been launched, and this is one of the biggest times that they look to where they see a difference in their life compared to their peers who didn't have meals together as a family. So first of all, just sit down and have meals. If you're homeschooling, you can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner potentially and have all 3 meals together. So make this a time for discussion, for conversation, for learning how to cook, setting a table, cleaning up afterwards. There's so many opportunities for teaching, training, and relationship building during mealtime. Now, the best decision we ever made as far as how we used our meal times was we memorized verses during mealtime. So we talk about plenty of things, and somebody might bring up easy or hard discussions. But then it was time, it's like, okay, guys, let's go through our memory verses. And we would just go around the table. And we did Awana at several of the churches that we were at. Sometimes it was Sunday night, sometimes it was Wednesday night. But mealtime, we practiced our memory verses. And it took a while to go through and around the table. Mom and I, Rachael and I, had verses that we were memorizing with the kids or separately from the kids. So that is one of the memories because and best decisions we made because it was part of our family culture.
Yeah.
Our kids associated mealtime with Bible memory time.
Yeah. Love it. Great stuff. All right. What's number 3?
All right. So the kids are getting older. They're starting to, feel their sin nature, unfortunately, and disobey. Mm-hmm. So you got to be intentional about how are you going to discipline your kids? What does this look like? Are you going to do timeout? Are you going to take privileges away? Are you going to spank them? There's all these different options and thoughts and ideas of how to discipline your kids. What I like to say is think of your kids as sheep and you're their shepherd, and you want to be a good shepherd. So whether you're the mom or dad, don't let anger rule the day. When your kids disobey, don't think of it as an interruption to your day. Think of it as, like you said, a privilege of parenting. This is a chance where, one of my kids disobeyed. Let me jump in. I'll volunteer to take care of this. And talk to them like a sheep and say, because you're my sheep, I'm going to discipline you. I'm going to train you to do what is right because it's good for you. Because if you leave the circle of safety, there's a wolf out there that wants to get you. Yeah. I don't want that to happen to you. And your kids will actually respond, especially young kids that are learning what it looks like to obey and honor their parents. And they will respond in a way that can be beautiful at times where you actually connect with their heart, make an emotional bond, and they realize my parents actually love me and they want the best for me. And that's why they're bringing me back into the fold.
Yeah, I love that point so much. Ginger Hubbard, who's a good friend of mine, when I think it was before Brooklyn was even born, I read her book, Don't Make Me Count to 3. And I used to listen to her, speak and talk on podcasts and stuff. And that's one of the things I learned from her is that when you're disciplining your kids is to tell them, I'm correcting you or you're getting disciplined because I love you too much to allow you to disobey. And we still tell our girls that. And we tell them, that sin causes pain, but obedience brings blessings. And because we love them, we don't want them to have pain in their lives. We want them to have the blessings of the Lord. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to have hardships in our life. Of course we are, but we want them to have as few hardships as possible and not due to their own sin. And so that's such an important one, is being intentional about disciplining our kids because we love them. But like you said, not doing it in anger, doing it and saying, we're disciplining you because we love you. We love you too much to allow you to disobey and get away with it, at least under this roof. Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.